So today we're going to talk about Banana Juju, a VTuber we've talked about, I don't know, like 15 times on this channel because there's someone who's been canceled for many different reasons. Now, before we get into the most recent developments, I just want to say sorry for the lack of alt channel videos this month. I've been very busy in real life for very good reasons, but also I want to say to you guys that I will be returning to streaming in the month of June, so look forward to that on Twitch. But anyways, Banana Juju is someone who's been persecuted for the most ridiculous reasons. They were mainly canceled because of their VTuber model, mainly the hairstyle choice, the fact they have dreadlocks with a pale skin tone, and people said that was cultural appropriation. Of course, that cancel campaign backfired. As you can see, they have almost 30,000 followers. When this all started, they had like 2,000 or 3,000 followers, so it blew up in the face of all the virtue signalers. But recently, Banana Juju made this tweet that would cause a lot of controversy, and a lot of people are attacking them for it, where they responded to this tweet from the account Yeet that had a clip from Asmongold's where he was responding to a VTuber who was vehemently defending the right of children to consent to hormone replacement therapy. And Banana Juju said, well, kids can't consent. That's not right. This is an opinion that probably 90% of normal people agree with, but apparently in the VTubing scene, this is very controversial, where this individual, EMFN Jenkins, the Necro Failure VTuber, the they-them gremlin, would weigh in with a very harsh response in a now deleted tweet where they would say this: yeah, no, if you support this after everything she's been involved in and after a trans kid just took their own life, I disrespectfully ask you to get the F out of my follow list. This isn't you avoiding drama. This is you expressing an opinion, acting all high and mighty. Oh yeah, let's see how you react to this is just the telltale that you thrive off negative attention because you know your racist, bigoted ass wouldn't get any otherwise. You're transphobic, say it with your whole chest, or don't say it at all. Number one, I always say, why are people like this so enthusiastic about their ideological opponents being transphobic or racist? Why are you encouraging people to be transphobic? It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, this is a now deleted tweet where they shared only this section of what Banana Juju said. Of course, cutting off the context of what they're referring to. So they're trying to make this about a trans kid who took their own life. Now, for context, for those who are not terminally online and looking at Twitter, recently there's a big controversy about a person, a user on Twitter, who allegedly took their own life, a person who identified as trans, who posted pictures about themselves on a bridge, about to jump, and it appears from all reports that they did in fact fall through. And it's very weird to see a person like this take that tragic situation and try to manipulate it and make it into something that they can use as an own on a VTuber they don't like, who's commenting on a situation that has nothing to do with that kid. It's disgusting. It's weird. It's terrible. Now, the community notes were trying to weaponize with a no note needed reply here saying the OP never said it was about Charlotte, the kid who took their own life. They're just expressing their opinion that this VTuber is a transphobe. Interesting. Well, turns out the exact opposite is true. This VTuber directly mentioned this Charlotte individual, saying she didn't have anything to say about the passing of Charlotte. It's the fact she even thought it was appropriate to spew this hate so close to her passing, yada, yada, yada. So here we have definitive proof that this VTuber is tying the passing of this kid to what Banana Juju was saying. Completely in the face of that proposed note. by the way. But anyways, I would reply this morning saying, imagine trying to virtue signal about transphobia while intentionally cutting off the context of a tweet and weaponizing the death of a completely unrelated kid who passed away just to try to dunk on another VTuber. Disgusting behavior, you know exactly what you're doing. With a screenshot of the full context, which of course would ratio them, but as you can see, they would delete their post, and then in a smug fashion, after this individual woke up, they would reply saying, "Damn, good morning, I see my tweet landed on that side of Twitter," while I slept, with a bunch of crying emojis. And then they said, waking up to find your notifications filled with people trying to call you a bad person for defending the existence of trans kids is wild, man. And then they would retweet this from a VTuber saying, protect trans kids. Well, protect trans kids unless they're white. Yep, this is the dude saying you can't be racist towards white people. Sorry, white people who are trans, it doesn't matter if people attack you for your race. This guy, Ohio Kayo, says, nope, doesn't matter. It's not racist. Yep. Also, Alara down here saying, I hope this is satire. This is like a year ago, and she was attacked for replying to this with a very simple response. But anyways, this is the most recent response. Like I said, this Jenkins individual, they would delete their tweet and they would say this in response saying, I'm taking down my original post about Juju, and while I stand by what I said, then why'd you delete it? What do you mean? I do think I was in the wrong about a couple things, and I would like to apologize and take accountability. Number one, yes, I left out the original context of the tweet being related to Asmon/Nyara, and I'm sorry for doing that. My reasoning for doing so was that I didn't believe the context made her statement of there are no trans kids any better, which was was what I was focusing on my post. Yada yada yada. Nah, I don't care, dude. Basically, in response, this sums it up well. So you stand by, number one, removing context, to then make it about another different thing in the hopes you can emotionally manipulate others. Number two, removing the post you apparently stand by. That's it. This is very disgraceful. This person tried to emotionally manipulate people and weaponize the death of a child to push their own agenda and to use that in a way to attack a VTuber they don't like. Guess what? That is disgusting.